Good morning! Happy Monday! Don't know why I'm so jolly it's a Monday, but I have 1 week left at work before I have a week off. Yes, I have... I'm not going to show you my kitchen, there's loads of stuff in there that I need to put in the recycling. No. I have had intermittent weeks off throughout the summer, and this is my final week of the summer off. Super excited, gonna go do some stuff with my mum, my sister. It'll be great. Also, going to see Six at the end of it, which I'm so excited about. So, yay. Also, we enter this week double vaxxed, which I am also super excited about. So generally, in a good mood, feeling good, happy Monday, 1 week left at work. Let's talk about some books. I'm going to put you up here though, because that way my arm doesn't ache. So the book I have tucked under my arm is Dangerous Remedy by Kat Dunn. This is my current read. I started it last night, so I'm literally 30 pages in, but I went straight into the action, which I'm loving. It's set during the French Revolution and it follows 4 people as they are trying to break someone out of jail at the moment. That is all I know so far. And I think there is something to do with some magic going on here. I think it's a fantasy and a historical novel. I really know very little about this other than what I've read on the blurb, but I'm enjoying the characters so far. A little bit worried there's going to be some peril introduced immediately because we're immediately jumped into the action, and I do already feel a little bit attached to them. So I hope that that's okay and nothing bad happens to them, but at the same time, if something bad happens to them, that'll just add to the emotion of the book. So I'm really liking this one so far, even though I am only 30 pages in. But the reason that I picked this one up is because I've actually nearly finished everything on my physical TBR, which is amazing. So I'm kind of off book now, as it were. And I am doing an event called Past Tense with Camp YA on Sunday, so I am chairing the event, and Kat Dunn is one of the authors on the event panel, and I hadn't read this yet, so I wanted to read it because I've read the books by the other authors, which is Amy McCaw and Laura Wood, which is very exciting because I love both of those books, or both those authors, so I wanted to read this one as well. So that is my current read. I did finish 2 books yesterday, but because it was Sunday I hadn't spoken about them yet, so I finished Ace of Spades, and this is by Farida Abiki Iyamedi, and this was a contemporary mystery thing, and I can't tell you anything about it because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I would say that I look pretty stupid in my last vlog because in my last vlog I'm like, yeah, I think this is going in a certain direction, and that's a shame that I found it predictable. Now, partially I wasn't like entirely incorrect with what I predicted, but I feel like I didn't do this book justice because this book encapsulates so much more in it than it first appeared to, and I think it's tackling some really important conversations, and I think that's all I can say without spoiling this book for you. So it was definitely very slow to start, but once it got going it was almost too fast. Like the pacing seemed to be really slow at the start and then really too fast at the end. Like it could have been better spaced out at the end and less slow at the start, and it would have been paced a bit better, I think. But other than that, I did really enjoy it, so it got 4 out of 5 stars for me. I'm actually gonna have to run away now really quickly, so I will tell you about the other book I finished yesterday later because I have to nip off really quickly for a time-related thing, and I thought I had time to film this, so I will catch up with you very shortly. I'm back. I panicked earlier. I panicked. I was waiting for someone to arrive at my flat to come in and do some bits, and they weren't meant to be here until 9, and it was 10 to 9, and they came here at 10 to 9, and I panicked. I don't know what happened, guys, but I'm back. It's 2 hours later, and I'm going to tell you about the other book I finished reading yesterday. I am going to pop you back over here. Hang on, I've got my pile of books. We're just going to pretend none of this ever happened. So we spoke about my current read. We spoke about the read I finished yesterday, having read that for like most of last week. So the book that I also read yesterday is The Tea Dragon Tapestry by Kay O'Neill. This is the 3rd in the Tea Dragons world. I don't know if this is a trilogy or if there's going to be more, but this did kind of wrap it up nicely. If we didn't get any more, we had kind of nice little conclusions for each of the characters. It's a very cute, sweet world in which there are little tea dragons. There's one. They're so cute. They are so cute, and the people going about their lives are being aided by these tea dragons, but also just having their own lovely experiences, and there's always nice messages. This one, the message was very much to like take a break, and even though you're passionate about things, if you just step back and kind of have a chance to look at other things, it will help ignite your passion again. And also the element of being okay that you've changed as a person, and like whilst you may hold on to the person you used to be, that is still a part of you, but you've just kind of changed and become someone else along the way as well, and how that's okay. And it just felt like it had some really powerful messages. So this one was also a 4 out of 5 stars. Did I say this one was? I can't remember anymore. It was hours ago now for me, but both of these that I finished yesterday, 4 out of 5 stars. But in the time that has passed, I also got some book mail. Book mail came in the mail, hey! So I got some book mail. I know what this is. It's from Book Depository because I wanted a very specific edition of this book. I came across this on Instagram the other week, and the UK edition was nice, but the US edition was better. Ta-da! It is the Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams. I saw this on Instagram and I had to buy it because it's a book about books. And we know I love a book about books, but when I read you the blurb, you're gonna know why I wanted to buy it as well. Because not only is it a book about books, but it's also a book about like real books, which is my favourite kind of book about books. So I will read you the blurb. An unforgettable and heartwarming debut about a chance encounter and a list of library books that forges unexpected connection between readers. A love letter to some of our most cherished novels. Widower Mukesh lives a quiet life in West London, where he shops every Wednesday, goes to temple and worries about his granddaughter Priya, who hides in her room reading while he spends his evenings watching nature documentaries. Alicia is a bright but anxious teenager working at the local library when she discovers a forgotten slip of paper in the back of To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a list of novels she's never heard of before. Intrigued, she impulsively decides to read every book on the list one after the other, as each story gives up its magic and the book transports Alicia away from the painful reality she's facing at home. When Mukesh arrives at the library, desperate to forge a connection with his bookworm granddaughter, Alicia wonders if the books might be a lifeline for him too. So begins a new chapter for both of them, as the reading list creates a bond between two lonely souls and even circulates through their community, its impact widening as readers learn how fiction can teach them so much about joy and sorrow and real life. It looks so cute. So I am super excited to read this one. As I said, it does kind of talk about real books as well as, I don't know whether there's going to be like fictionalized books in here, but we mentioned To Kill a Mockingbird, so I assume there's going to be maybe a mix of both. But it looks really good. I couldn't resist a book about books. And yeah, as I said, this one is I think it's the US cover. It's not the one that was available when I looked in UK bookshops, so I assume it's the US cover, but this one I preferred to the UK cover, so I got this from Book Depository. So that's all my bookish intro update things. This week I might be going on some walks with some friends. I'm definitely going out for drinks with some friends. It's my stepdad's birthday at the weekend, so we're going out on Saturday for that. And that's pretty much it really. So basically my main task for this week is to read Dangerous Remedy, which I don't think should be an issue because I found it very addictive last night and I only put it down because I was very sleepy. But this I want to obviously have finished by Sunday before the event, and if I do finish this, I might move on to Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer, which is her new series that's coming out soon. I have an arc of that one, so I may move on to that. But for now, I'm going to dive into this one on my lunch break. Hello, I want you to know that I nearly started this by saying it's Saturday. It's not Saturday, it's Monday night. So I spoke to you earlier about this and I was going to go read on my lunch break, which I did. I've read a little bit more. I'm really not far into it. I'm at part 2 now though, which seemed to be like part 1 was very short. And I have been reading it like through gaps in my hands because I've been really worried that someone's just going to randomly die and it will be becoming like a story of avenging them and like the emotions and the epic sacrifice. So I'm just terrified that that's happening, really. I'm still terrified. I don't feel safe. It's really good so far. So I'm gonna go and have like a little self-care evening and just chill, wash my hair, shower, maybe do a face mask and just read a bit more of this. I'm excited. I feel like it's doable to finish this by Sunday, but at the same time I don't know what Kat Dunn's writing style is like, so I don't know if she's going to be like a fast-paced writer or someone I'm going to want to take my time with. At the moment, judging by how fast-paced the intro has been, I'm going to say she's fast-paced, but I don't know. I've only read like 60 pages, so it's really hard for me to judge. But there's my quick update, reading it through my fingers because I'm just terrified that everyone's going to die. got that fear. Good morning. It is Tuesday and last night I read a crap ton of this book. I couldn't put it down. I felt totally absorbed. I had one of those feelings where I was like falling into the page. Does anyone know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes when I'm really, really absorbed in something, I kind of just zone in on exactly that and I can't see anything else almost. So I had that feeling last night and I am this far through now, so I've made quite a fair bit of progress. It's really good. I love the found family and the fact that the found family is already established, because I feel like that's kind of taken a different approach. It feels very fresh, this book. I think it's feeling to me like something new to experience, whereas a lot of books can fall into the habit of just regenerating plots and regenerating tropes that we've seen before, and therefore, like, whilst they'll be done differently, there is still that element of predictability about them. Whereas this one feels different, so I'm really enjoying it so far. I will, again, probably sit down and read quite a lot of it later. Did go for a walk after work yesterday, so I probably would have read a lot more, so I can see whether I can get to... So where am I at the moment? I'm at 140 pages in, so I'm at part 3. So I try and get to maybe like the 250, 280 or something mark tomorrow, well, by tomorrow morning. So I can hopefully be on track to definitely finishing it by Sunday in time for my event. I need to write some questions for the event too, and I want to read as much of this as possible before I write those questions, because I want to be able to shape them around as much of this book as possible. So it's all very exciting. I also received, well, received as in like I purchased, a new record. So when I got this record player, I really just wanted to have a variety of different things to be able to play in a way that I wasn't going to be listening on Spotify, so I bought myself Fleetwood Mac Rumours, which I feel like is the most common record to have, or like at least the Fleetwood Mac records are going to be quite common ones to have. I really like Fleetwood Mac and I had to buy this one. It's got some cracking songs on it and it's an album I like anyway, so I've just been listening to one side of that. I'm going to flip it in a second and get back to work, but I just wanted to give you guys a little quick update. Guys, I've run out of bloody cheese. It looks like it's going to rain. It's kind of blistery. Can't really tell. It's very white, and it was really windy a minute ago, I promise. It just looks like it could kind of spit, or it could not. But I've got to go get my cheese. I must voyage on for the cheese and other things, like I don't have anything in my fridge, but mainly it's the cheese. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It is pretty gloomy outside today, so I am getting my flat all cozy, putting on all the cozy lights, getting some cozy smells going that remind me of autumn, and just kind of embracing it for today, because as much as I am a summer child and as much as I really, really want just one more bout of a couple of hot days for me to read outside, because I literally feel like we just genuinely haven't had any, and I'm not saying that in like a cliche, oh, where's the summer gone way? Like, genuinely, I think we've had like 2 or 3 periods of time when it's been like really nice and warm to be able to sit outside, which is not as many as we would normally get. So I feel I've been deprived a little bit of my summer, but I do also love autumn. And just for today, just today, I'm gonna let it happen. I still want my sunny day. I still want my sunny like week at least, hopefully before the summer is out, but I'm just gonna kind of humour it today. We're gonna go with those autumn vibes today because it's cozy. I don't have anywhere to be. I've got a Patreon live show later, I've got a book that I'm really loving, and obviously I'm working today, but why not make the flat all cozy too, so we can go on a cozy journey with the flat and just making it all nice and warm feeling. I moved into my flat in the autumn, so I think I associate being in this flat for the first time with that autumnal experience. I remember on Halloween I went for a walk and saw everyone's Halloween decorations outside the front of their house, and then I came back and got pizza and watched a film and read, and I just remember it being like so warm and inviting. So I am excited for that again, but summer. Also in the summer I don't have to worry about freezing in my house because it gets very cold in here. Flat, not house. It gets very cold in here in the winter, as I've found, for like a month when it's like the coldest point. It just, the heating does not retain. So at least I don't have to worry about that at the moment. But yeah, definitely want the summer to stay. Want to cling on to that. Want more sunny days. But today, 'tis gloomy. It's a bit rainy looking. Let's have an autumnal day. So of course I am still reading Dangerous Remedy, which I am obsessed with. It's so good. I don't even have words. It's so good. I am this far through, about 260 pages in, and I've ordered the sequel to come into my local bookshop this week. I am very excited. This plays like a movie in my brain, and also it just works so well with how much action there is. I love that the author has just thrown us right in, and at the same time given us these characterizations and build up of who everyone is. Like, we care, but we met them very quickly and very intensely, but we still care about them, or I do anyway. So I just, yeah, I'm loving it. I think my favourite character is Al, who is a super sarcastic, dry-witted guy who just takes the piss out of everyone, but in like a loving way, but at the same time like just has such a personality about him. But also his name is spelled A-L, and the L doesn't have like a little flick at the end of it, so it looks like a capital I, and I keep reading it as AI, as in like artificial intelligence or something. I know it's Al, but I keep seeing it in my brain as AI, and I keep reading it in my head as AI. I'm like, why you know it's Al, why are you doing this? So loving Al, he is a great character, really enjoying getting to know him and everyone. Like, everyone's a fantastic character, but he's got that dry wit and sarcasm, so I really, really like him. I honestly haven't seen that many people talking about this book. I know it came out, like, was it last year that it came out? Yeah, 2020, which somehow was last year. But I haven't really heard too much about this one. Like, I didn't really know what it was about, and I can tell you that I'm going to create some hype and it's going to be worth it because it's really good. So if you've got this book on your shelves and you're thinking, oh, I don't know, it's not really my thing, I would highly recommend it. It's not something that I would have often like reached towards this kind of time period, but I'm finding it really, really interesting, and I'm learning little bits about the time period because it does give you a really good like introduction as to what is happening with the revolution and why, which is done very cleverly. Like, it teaches you what you need to know, but not in a patronizing way. So it gives you enough information that you're learning something, but also obviously this is a fictionalized version of something specific that's happening within these events. So do take it with a pinch of salt, but really, really good. Really enjoying it. Let's crack on with a cozy Wednesday. I got some book mail, book came in the mail. Hey, I don't know what it is with these shots for me at the moment. I like spinning around apparently. Anyway, I got Velvet Was the Night by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This is her newest book. This is a signed edition. I got it from WATERSTONES. Super, super excited to read this. It's set in the 70s. I don't know if it's like a thriller, but it's certainly inspired by 70s thrillers, and it follows a young woman whose neighbour has gone missing and she wants to investigate what's actually happened to her. She gets swept up with this guy who's also investigating what is happening, and they end up stumbling upon a lot more than I think they bargained for. It looks really good. Sylvia Moreno Garcia is the author of Mexican Gothic, which I read last autumn and adored, so I'm very excited for this. I feel like based off of that one book she's become an author for me, but I still need to read the other books I've got from her, so I do hope to read them soon because I've also got the beautiful ones and Gods of Jade and Shadow. I have that one. Yep, so I've got all of her books, I think. Is that all of them? I think maybe. And I haven't read more than Mexican Gothic yet, which is stupid because I really enjoyed that. So I've got this one now. Hope to get to this one very soon. Also, in my reading update earlier, I realised I haven't really addressed the fact that I've been reading The Little Shop of Found Things by the author's name I've forgotten, and the book isn't in here. Where is it? Here we go. It's by Paula Braxton, and this is a historical fantasy, kind of in the sense of time travel, sci-fi, more fantasy maybe, but our main character can go between the present day and what year is she going back to? The 1600s, 1605. So she can time travel, she doesn't really know why, but she's kind of been brought there to help out a bad situation that's happening, and it's all about that. And I'm listening to this as an audiobook. I have just under 2 hours left. It's okay, like there's nothing really mind-blowing happening in it, and I'm not thinking like, oh my god, I need to recommend this to everyone, but it's not bad. Like, it's what I kind of expected it to be. It's a nice audiobook, it's quite quaint and sweet, and it's set all around me here, so I have kind of knowledge of the area it's talking about, but other than that, that's kind of it for me really. It's a quaint, sweet time travel historical fiction thing. So that's that one, and once I finish that, that will be the last book of my fiction read TBR, woo! So those are my reading updates. I'll catch up with you later, probably when I do my Patreon live sprints, I suppose. What is this lighting? I don't know what this is. Hello, it is Thursday. It is so nearly Friday, which means I have a week off soon. Yes, but I have some reading updates for you, some really good reading updates. I finished last night Dangerous Remedy. So good. I rated it 5 stars. Absolutely loved this. Action-packed, emotion-packed, heroic, epic moments packed. Constantly kept me on my toes. Felt like each character was so very different from the other, but yet they each had something really unique and brilliant that they were bringing to the table. The chapters, which is the perfect length of time that you could just do like the just one more chapter kind of thing very easily, because they were very Moorish length chapters. There was enough happening here that at no point was I bored. Like, this was constant action from the start, never disappointed. I just felt like I was being constantly sucked into the story, and I was also learning about a different time period, and I was just getting to know these characters. I cannot wait to read the second book, which I have got coming into Waterstones soon. I hope it'll arrive tomorrow, but oh my gosh, this was so good. Al remains, I think, my favourite character. I just really, really enjoyed his lines that he came out with, very humorous. But I read a really good chunk of this on my reading sprints with my patrons last night, and then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna finish it. I think I can do it. So I went on to finish it last night, and I have no regrets. I don't think I can actually floor it. I feel like the plot felt very refreshed, and also the way that the found family unifies together just felt so bold and brilliant that it just made me feel immensely compelled to keep reading and not want to put this down, because I needed to know if they were all going to be okay. Like, you'll have seen me reacting to the start of this book where I was like, I'm just terrified that anything's going to happen, and I'm not going to tell you whether anything did happen, but I will say that that terrified feeling does not leave you, because you just care about everyone so damn much, which is just a sign of excellent, excellent writing. I realise I don't think I've actually told you what this book is about yet, so better late than never. Spoiler-free synopsis. So this follows 4 people who are in a found family group of people that save other people from the guillotine, from their death sentences. They are given a task to go and find one specific girl and deliver her to the person that's paying them. They find her and find out that there's a little bit more to her than they were told, and there's a little bit more to the situation than they're told, and they're not really happy with what they've been told they have to do. So they decide to change it up a little bit and try and save her in a very different way than they first thought they were. And this is about that journey, why she's important, and then also their journey together and how that will lead into the second book. So that was probably the worst synopsis, but it was a spoiler-free synopsis, so truly excellent. Check it out if you haven't already. Very, very excited to be talking to Kat Dunn on Sunday for the past tense panel for Camp YA. Super excited about that. I don't know if it's going to be something you'll be able to watch after it's gone live, so I will have posted it on my socials, but I don't know if you're watching this now and you want to watch it, if you'll be able to, but if you Google Camp YA, that's probably the best way to find out. I should ask. I'll find out, but this, so good, 5 stars. I've also finished The Little Shop of Found Things by Paula Braxton. This is the final book on my Fictionary TBR. I did it. I completed the Fictionary TBR. I've bossed it. It is the 19th of August and I have finished this about half an hour ago. I was listening to the audiobook. I haven't actually ran this through Corpile yet. I will do that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out as a 3 to 3.5 stars. This book follows a main character who is able to travel back in time to the 1600s through no real reason of her own. Like, she doesn't know why this is happening, but she seems to have a link to antique items that her mum and her sell in their shop. They've just moved, opened up a new shop, she's found this new item, and suddenly she's able to transport herself back to the 1600s, where she's basically given this task to try and save this girl who is potentially going to be condemned to death because she's being accused of thievery. So she has to try and free this girl and save her, and that's her task. So she's dealing with that at the same time as being thrown back in time, at the same time as understanding what's happening to her, and also trying to make sure that her mum is okay in the present day, who's suffering with arthritis. So we've got all these different things happening. I really enjoyed this book being set somewhere I knew. That was the whole point of me picking this up, for the prompt of being set somewhere I knew. So I enjoyed seeing familiar landmarks, and when they were mentioning towns I was like, I've been there, I used to work there. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I think this would be something like, if you enjoyed reading Outlander, this would be the kind of book you would probably enjoy. I don't really often go for this type of book, but at the same time it was quite a nice audiobook to listen to. I got on well with it, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't rave about it. Like, the characters were okay, they were a bit average. I don't think there was anything particularly special about them. However, I did appreciate the fact that at times it was very much prominent that a man was attempting to save a woman and the woman saved herself. So I did enjoy that aspect at several points throughout this plot. But other than that, it was just okay. It was nice. I'm glad I've read it. I'm quite proud of myself for reading this one because it's outside of my normal comfort zone. And it's the last book on my fictionary TBR, so woo! And yeah, as I said, I think it'll come out as about 3 to 3.5 stars on Corpile. That leaves me with what to read next. Now, I was going to read the second book in the Dangerous Remedy series, but it's not arrived yet into store, so I have decided to set myself a little challenge. I don't know if this is going to be a doable challenge or not, but we're going to give it a go. So I am going to try and read Defy the Night, which is Bridget Kemmerer's newest book. This comes out in September. This is an early release copy that's been sent to me by Bloomsbury. But I'm going to try and read this today. The whole thing. That's probably unrealistic, but I've worked out. So I've already read 10% of it, which I started early this morning before work. So I've read 54 pages, and that's 12% actually. And I've worked out that basically it should take me around 5 hours to read the whole thing because I'm still using this app called Basmo. I worked on a previous ad with them. This isn't an ad or anything. I just am continuing to use the app, and it allows you to log your reading sessions so you can see how long it takes you to read X percentage of a book. So from that, I've been kind of able to see how long it will take me to read it. So it should, I think the whole thing should take me 5 hours, and now I should have 4.5 hours of reading left. Baby. So I'm gonna read as much of this as I possibly can. I am doing an Instagram live later with Lauren from Fiction Tea. We're talking about Instagram growth and things on the live. So I am doing that, which means I won't be able to read during that time, obviously, otherwise that would be very antisocial of me. I don't know. We've got this much basically. It's a 430 page book, so I have just under 400 pages left to read. I don't know. But the plot of this one, I believe, is 2 different narratives, one following the king's brother and the other following a girl who is kind of doing a Robin Hood and stealing from the rich to give to the poor, but they're basically trying to give the poor medicine because there is this illness that has swept throughout the land and is just affecting everyone at random, and they're trying to give people medicine to help them getting ill. And then I don't know what's happening with the king thing, but I think they're gonna have to overthrow the king. They're gonna club together. The 2 narratives are gonna come together, I think. But yeah, this is my challenge. Let's see how I go. Hello, I am about to rush out the door because my Cat Done book has arrived in Waterstones, even though they said it wouldn't be there until like tomorrow or Saturday. So I thought, well, I'll start Defy the Night, which is what I've done today. And as I showed you earlier, read a bit more on my lunch break. I've got, well, you can kind of see where I am. I'm just past the 100-page mark, so I've been reading it super fast. And now my Cat Done book's ready to pick up, and now I'm like, oh no, if I'd have known that was going to happen, I would have waited and not started this. But I have started this. So I'm going to try and read as much of this as possible today. That is still the plan. But I'm going to walk out to town now, pick up my Cat Done book, and then I'm going to sit in a cafe, read a bit of this, and also make some notes for the Instagram live that Lauren and I are doing later. So gonna jump out and do that now. I am enjoying Defy the Night so far, but it's not wowing me in the same way that A Curse So Dark and Lonely did. It's by the same author. I don't know if it's actually a Robin Hood retelling, but it's definitely got those fleckers through it. So far there's been a fair few predictable moments, but other than that I don't think I've got far enough into it yet for the story to properly have started to unfold, but I will keep you posted when I do reach that point and if it does blow my mind at any stage. But at the moment it's just kind of an average YA fantasy for me. I'm not completely swept away, but also I feel like it could sweep me away. I don't know what the romance is going to be like. That might be particularly poignant. It is a fantasy romance, so I assume the romance is going to be pretty decent. We shall find out. Did I finish this book? Did I even get close? Did I fail monumentally? I don't think I've even read much more than when I spoke to you last, but it's only 8:42, the night is but young. I need to go and wash my hair, but then after that I'm going to sit and read this for like an hour and a half. So I'm probably going to make a very significant dent in that time because it's a pretty easy read. Well, how long, what time maybe I can go for 2 hours. I think I could possibly read for 2 hours, depending on how long it takes me to wash my hair. But I do genuinely expect to like make a good bit of a dent in this and achieve partially what I set out to achieve. I don't know, we'll just see how we go. But I did go and pick up my new book. It's monstrous design. How stunning is that cover? That red, whoa, so pretty. So pretty! So this is Monstrous Design by Kat Dunn. This is the second book in the series, the first of which being Dangerous Remedy, which I just finished last night. And as soon as I have finished Defy the Night, I'm going to start this. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't have started Defy the Night if I'd have known this was going to come into store today, but this is a situation we found ourselves in. I don't want to read them both at the same time because I will get lost. So I'm going to read Defy the Night as quickly as possible whilst also enjoying it, and then I'm going to devour this. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this before Sunday because that is when I've got the panel happening, but I'd like to have at least started it by then, which I don't think is completely unachievable. So follow me on this stressful journey as we attempt to read as much of Defy the Night as possible today and tomorrow. Maybe I can finish it by tomorrow night? I don't know. Wish me luck. I am also, by the way, working still, like, this week. I've got next week off, but I'm still working alongside trying to finish this. If I wasn't working, I feel like I would have had a bit more success, but alas, here we are. I'm going to chat with you tomorrow, I think, because, yeah, I'm going to go shower now. But the Instagram live that Lauren and I did went well. Did I say that was happening? It happened. It went really well. Had a good time, chatted about Instagram and how to grow. It's saved on my Instagram TV, IGTV, if you want to check it out. That's all linked down below, but I'm Books Nest there too. And it was a fun time. So, yeah. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hello! Happy Friday. Kind of. It's very nearly not Friday, it's very nearly Saturday, but I'm coming at you to end the vlog because I have been out tonight with friends, working all day during the day. Tomorrow I'm out all day for my stepdad's birthday with my family, so I thought I would probably wrap the vlog up now whilst I could remember to, really. So, a little bit of a reading update with Defy the Night, which I obviously wanted to try and read as much of as possible yesterday, if not all of. Now, I didn't read all of it, but I did read over halfway, and do you know what? I'm actually pretty proud of that for progress in one day, because I haven't read anything. Actually, that's a lie. I've read about 30 pages this morning because a lorry beeping outside woke me up before my alarm, so I did a little bit of reading in bed. But I am actually enjoying this a lot more than when I updated you yesterday. It has taken a very interesting turn. Some stuff has happened. I won't say anything more than that for spoilers, but some stuff has happened that had me very interested. I exclaimed aloud, which is always a good sign for me. And it's got going. It's got the ball rolling. It's gone from a 3 to a 4 star, I would say now. And I'm liking it. I'm intrigued. I'm enjoying the character relations. I'm enjoying what we're getting from the plot. I'm enjoying it. It's good. I'm excited. So I'm going to go read a little bit more of this in bed. I'm going to get into my pyjamas, get all cozy. I'm not really saying it's an early night anymore because it's nearly Saturday, but I am getting up fairly early tomorrow to go out for the day with my family, so I do want to feel like I am roughly rested. Good times. So those are my plans. But I am going to wrap up the vlog here because, yeah, I don't want to have to remember tomorrow when I'm busy doing lots of things. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this weekly vlog. I have enjoyed what I've read. I feel like I've read some really good YA books. We've got good fantasy, we've got good historic. It's been a good week. I'm generally having a really good month for reading, I think. Carving out time every evening to read has been really, really helping me. So that's all good. I apologise if this is out of focus as well. I can't really tell. Partly because I don't have my glasses on right now, partly because the lighting in here is just not great and it's a small viewfinder. So anyway, moving along. Thank you so much for watching this reading vlog. If you did enjoy, please do give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you've been reading this week, or subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. You can also find my Patreon link down below where we will be picking our next book club pick. Once this video is live, you can find the voting for the polls is running from Monday to Friday this week, and it's going to be spooky themed because it's going to be going into autumn. So we're going to have October book, September to October, but like we've got the spoopy themes going on. So there's 4 books to pick from. If you want to get involved with that and join in, that is all linked down below. Many other fun things going on Patreon too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.